after we've made our tiny ninjas, you're going to go new document. And we're just going to play around with the Pathfinder tool a little bit and have a look at some of the other options in here. So say you wanted to make a logo. And you've got an idea for a logo, but you just can't get that shape right. Well, what we can do is I'm just going to make a simple logo here using the Pathfinder tool and some different shapes. Oops. So what I'm going to do here is position this circle. Oops. It's like that. I'm going to get this kind of shape down there and select both of those, cut that away so I get this crescent shape here. I'll expand it a little bit so it goes that way. Put that in there and maybe bring it up a little bit like that. And then shift click those and cut that away from there. So I get this little wave logo here. And then with the star, I'm going to bring that star in and I might add 1-2 points. Bring that in over here. And cut that away from there as well. Okay, so I've got this shape here at the moment. Now with that I can go into the appearance panel over here, add a stroke to it, turn that stroke width up, give it a color, which I might give it a light green, click on stroke and say, won't let me go on the outside, why is that? I'm not sure. Stroke. Well, let me go on the outside. Can't quite figure out why, but that's alright. Fill color. Let's go fill. I'll fill with the lighter green. It may be that Pathfinder objects can't go on the outside. I'm not sure. I've never really encountered that before. I'll click new stroke. That is odd. Anyway, I've got my shape there. I'll bin that one. So I've got my little logo thing here. Now there's loads of effects that I can put on this. At the top here I've got effects. You don't want to use these Photoshop effects. Okay, they take ages to work. You want to use the ones at the top here. So I can drop a shadow on this and click preview to see what it's going to look like. Sometimes it will take a few seconds to actually let that preview do its work. And it's not responding now, but there we go. Okay, so I get that low quality preview there. I can turn this down. Change how much it's offset by. So I might actually offset it by 0 on both. And get that preview, so I just get a glow around there. Turn these points up here. Click OK. And so there's my small little glow on that. Effect. Stylized, there are other things on here. Scribble is kind of cool. I'll turn preview on. Can make it look like a little kid's drawing, depending on what settings you set along here. And effect, 3D, extrude and bevel, which is kind of what I want to do here. So this is going to take some time, and extrude depth, I'm only going to limit it to about 13 points, and I'll click preview. Now this can lock it up, especially if you set things to a massive amount, but I shouldn't be doing it here, so it shouldn't take too long. There we go. I am going to turn off that drop shadow. Oops, I'll click OK. I am going to turn that drop shadow off. Okay, so then I get my 3D effect here. I can add some text now. So if I add in some text, I'm not sure what I call this, I'll just type in star. And on the panel along the top, you've got the character options. They're the same as they are in InDesign. I'll just pick a font, and I'll pick a quick font really quick. That one looks fine. I'll turn it up. And if it's got a bold option? No, it doesn't. So I'll leave it at that. Color, going to make it the same green as that. That didn't work, but I'll make the outline green. So it's over here, that green. And I can go to font and turn that up by 1 point. Click on it. Turn it up by 1 point. And then I can go to effect and use 3D on this as well. So I'm going to use the same one that I did before, 13. Click OK. It turns that around like that. Now I can still change the font size here. And I can go into character and also change the font spacing, letter spacing, which is this one. It is doing something. And I can move that underneath there. Okay, and there I've got a neat little logo that took about, well, how long did it take? 5 minutes, and it looks quite neat. There are other effects that I could put on it, of course, but I'm not going to worry about those at the moment. There are loads of different things in here, especially with the type tool. You can type inside an area, you can type on a path, or you can just make a text box. And then this is the vertical type tool, so they do the same thing. Type vertically inside a shape, and type vertically on a path. So we've got all those options there. There is one other tool that's really, really useful that I'm going to just quickly do down the bottom here, and it's the blend tool. So say if I've got a shape here that's a star, and I've got another shape that's a rectangle, and it's a completely different color. What I can do is blend between them. So I can click this, click there, and it creates a blend. Now that's set up that 8 steps from before, but if I click on it and click smooth color and click there and there, you see, well, it doesn't actually put that color on there, but it's like a smooth shape from one to the other. And then if I change to specified distance, every 4 points, it's going to make a new shape. Specified steps, say I want 4 steps, 1 to there, 1, 2, so in between 1, 2, 3, 4 to that shape there. And you can use that pencil tool, highlight them both, object, blend, replace spine, and it will travel along that path. So it's gone there, then there, then there, then there, then there. And if I change these options and say, okay, I want 20 steps now, well, it increases the number of steps on that blend. And you can do some quite interesting things with that. That's not related to my logo. There's my logo there, Control G. Cool thing, I can scale it down. When you scale stuff down, you will want to change the stroke. That unfortunately does not scale very well. As you turn that down, doesn't look like it wants to change down for me at all. But when you scale the stroke down, unfortunately, when you scale a shape down, unfortunately the stroke doesn't get scaled down either, which is pretty unfortunate. But you can fix that. If you're happy with it, you can go Object, Expand Appearance, Object, Expand, and just keep expanding it a few times. And then when you scale it down, the stroke is no longer an actual stroke. It's it's been made into a shape. So you can see if I mouse over that, I'll just go into it and so I can move that stroke away. And so every single thing has been turned into a shape, which means it's really easy to modify or resize, because when I resize it, it's the shape that's getting resized, and the stroke is not a stroke anymore. So Object, Expand Appearance. There we go, the stroke is not a stroke anymore, and it can resize without a problem.